Notice of required identification for future elections. New forms of identification. Upon U.S. Justice Department approval of a photo identification law passed by the Texas Legislature in 2011, effective 2012, a voter will be required to show one of the following forms of photo identifications at the polling location before the voter will be permitted to cast a vote. One of the following identification is needed. Texas driving license issued by the Department of Public Safety, DPS. Texas election identification certificate issued by DPS. Texas personal identification card issued by DPS. Texas concealed handgun license issued by DPS. The United States military identification card containing the personal photo. United States citizen certificate containing the personal photo or United States passport. With the exception of the U.S. citizenship certificate, the identification must be current or have expired no more than 60 days before being presented for the voter qualification at the polling place. If you do not have a valid form of photo identification, you may apply for a free election identification card at your local Texas Department of Public Safety office. Exemption. Voters with a disability may apply with the county voters registration for a permanent exemption. The application must contain written documentation from either the U.S. Social Security Administration evidencing the applicant's disability, or from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs evidencing a disability rating of at least 50%. The applicant must state that he or she has no valid form of photo identification. Those who obtain a disability exemption will be allowed to vote by presenting a voter's registration certificate reflecting the exemption. Provisional voting. If voters do not present one of the forms of photo identification that has been stated and do not have a permanent disability exemption indicated on their voter's registration certificate, voters may cast a provisional ballot at the polls and will have 6 calendar days after Election Day to present a valid form of photo identification in the presence of a county voter register. Voters who have consistent religious objectives of being photographed and voters who do not have any photo identification as a result of a certain natural disaster as declared by the President of the United States or the Texas governor may vote a provisional ballot, and if they appear in the voters register office within 6 calendar days after Election Day and sign an affidavit swearing to the religious objection or natural disaster, then their ballot will be counted. You must have the proper identification to vote. I repeat, you must have the proper identification to vote. Please let this be known so that we all may be able to cast our vote in the 2012 election. This is vOICEbBOX.